Hey there and welcome. My name is Jenny and I am Coach Brightside, and I have been talking to you guys about nursing and breastfeeding and giving you guys tips and support if you're currently on your journey or if you are considering starting your journey with your new baby. So we've already talked about how often to do it, who can do it, what foods help, and all sorts of great tips. And today I want to share with you my tips on how to stay comfortable. So just referencing my notes with you guys, I want to talk about things that you can wear to make you feel comfortable. So when you are a nursing mother, don't feel as though you have to buy special clothes just to be able to nurse your baby. As long as there's easy access, like if you're buying clothes, if you're still shopping in Junior or Misses, don't feel like you have to get clothes out of maternity. You're not doomed to the maternity section the rest of your breastfeeding journey. As long as there's like a low cut or flaps or something kind of flowy, that makes it easier on you. It's not required, but they make nursing tops, which are basically camisole tank tops, the spaghetti strap kind, but there is a clip on the front. And you can do one side at a time, and it basically just makes a little flap, and it opens it up so that you can easily access breast milk for baby, and it also covers up your stomach and your back. So if you're ever concerned about exposing too much skin while you nurse, around other people, especially at home, it doesn't really matter, but if you're around other people, maybe you don't want a lot of back skin to show when you lift up your shirt. So those are the perfect option for you. There's also different kinds of bras that you can buy. Different research, different people will say to stay away from the underwire, so you may have to put away your Vicky's Secret bras until you're done nursing, but it's up to you. Maybe you're not going to be wearing your bra for that long. Maybe you're only going out for a little bit, so it probably won't matter. But what I've read, the research I've seen, there are, and I don't know how scientific it is, I don't know if it's proven or not, but they say that the underwire can restrict your milk duct too much, and it could cause mastitis, which is an infection in your milk ducts. And I've heard it is extremely painful, and you don't want to do that. So try to find a nursing bra that gives you the support that you need, but has the easy open clip. They're right at the top, and it's just a plastic clip that pops, and you can easily do it one-handed, and it just allows you to do it conveniently and easily. I also have a stash of sleeping bras. They're a very thin material, so they're not uncomfortable to sleep in, but they have the big wide strap so that the straps don't slip down during sleeping. But the only thing is, if you're big busted like I am, you need to also be mindful of support. You want something that's going to have easy access for you, but you also need something with support. So make sure you shop around, do your research, ask your friends, find out what is good for them, and try it out for yourself. Also, think about pillows. You can use a regular bed pillow, but they make a bobby pillow, which is a horseshoe-shaped pillow you put around your waist so that when you sit down, you can lay baby right on top of it, and they are comfortably laying there in the perfect position for you to nurse them, and you don't have to sit there and hold them with all of the weight in your arms. And that way it kind of frees your arms up a little bit so you can do, whatever. Maybe you're reading a book, maybe you're scrolling through Facebook, whatever it is. Maybe you're staring at a baby and you just want to rub their head or play with their little feet. It helps free your hands up. So that is a great way to stay comfortable, especially at night. When you're nursing in the middle of the night and you need something that's going to keep you comfortable, the bobby pillow is amazing. I even still use ours today that I got with Leilani 4 years ago. So they are an amazing investment. You're also going to want to invest in some breast pads. Now, it's basically just a cotton pad. You can either get disposable or reusable. They make both kinds. I've never used the reusable kind because I never really cared to wash them and take care of them. But especially in the beginning of your nursing journey, you're not going to know your limits. You're not going to know how far you can go, how far you can stretch your time without having leakage or whatever, whatever the case may be. Maybe you're out in public and you hear a baby crying, and all of a sudden your body starts cueing your milk to let down, which is when the milk all of a sudden, some women feel a gush of milk. I've never felt it, but it's when your milk comes down for baby to drink it. And you don't want to be out in public or away from a change of clothes when that happens, because you're going to soak your shirt. So breast pads are going to be your friends. Also, consider a nursing cover. Now, some women don't care whether or not they're covered in public. Now, this is pretty much in public or around people that aren't immediate family that you would want to, cover yourself up in front of. This doesn't apply to all women. Some women don't even care. But I, for one, am the type where I just don't feel comfortable being, I'm not exposed, but at the same time, it allows for too much. It allows for people to see me and allows them the opportunity to stare. And I don't want them to be staring at something I don't want them to stare at, if that makes sense. So I would much rather cover up, and they make these, they're a very thin material, almost like a flap of fabric, and some of them have a strap around it that you loop on your neck, and then you toss it over your shoulder, kind of like an apron style. However, you need to be mindful that that doesn't always work, because baby's not used to it at home, so they're not going to want to use it out in public all of a sudden. It's going to be distracting to them. They're going to get irritable because it gets hot for them under there, and it's going to become a game, because they're going to want to look around and see what's going on in the world around them. But know that the option is there to buy a cover. What I always did, I had a cover at all times with me, but what I found ended up working instead was just using a receiving blanket or any kind of blanket and just hold it up a little bit. Loop it on my shoulder a little bit so it's propped up, and then I would hold it out in front of me so that baby wasn't completely covered up, but at the same time I was shielded. And then I'm going to get into nursing holds. There are so many different ways that you can hold your baby. You don't have to hold them the traditional, rockabye baby style. That is the most popular and probably the most convenient way to hold them. If you are larger, busted, for a while, at least until baby understands and has the strength to hold it themselves, you may have to hold yourself up in the correct position with your free hand. I know for a long time I had to hold myself to make sure that baby's nose wasn't covered, because that's just the way I'm shaped. And until they were able to hold it themselves, I had to guide it for them. So that's one thing to consider during traditional hold. There's also something called a football hold, where you literally hold them like football. So if their head is right here, their bum would be facing back this way. I don't know why you would want to do it or how often you want to do it. Maybe you want to just switch things up a little bit. I've done it before in our recliners. Baby's tushy just is at the butt, or at the back of the recliner, and their legs go up, and my arm is supporting their back and their head, and I'm able to control where they are based on how they're laying. They're literally laying like a football. That's more convenient for smaller, newer babies. I did it with Leilani. She was a preemie, but keep in mind that the latch that they have, because what they're doing with their tongue and the stimulation they're doing to get the milk out, it's going to be in a different position on the nipple itself. So it might be uncomfortable for you to hold the baby that way because the latch is different. And then my final and favoriteest, most comfortable position ever when nursing is laying down. It took me months to figure out that was even an option when I had Leilani, and once I learned it, I was like, why did I not know this? This is amazing. And it's so convenient at night when they wake up and they want to nurse for a little bit, but you just don't have the energy to care how you're holding them, but you want them to be safe. So you lay down, and you both are laying there cuddling, and they are nursing. Now, the problem with that can be the habit that it creates. Sometimes with babies, they get very particular with how they like things, and they may decide that they don't want any other hold but that laying down hold because it's their most comfortable. So I've run into the situation where I've been out and about and I've needed a nurse, or I've been in different rooms of the house and I needed a nurse. The baby just wouldn't do it. Even though I knew that's what they wanted, they were hungry. What they really wanted was to be laying down and going to sleep to nurse. So you can create a couple of issues there, but at the same time you want to be comfortable, because if you're uncomfortable and frustrated, it's just not going to be a good experience for you guys. So keep in mind that while it's comfortable, you may start some bad habits. Leilani still sits in bed with us because we were co-sleeping when she was a baby because it was convenient during nursing in the middle of the night. And now 4 years later, she's still there. We're still trying to wean her from the bed. That's a whole nother video in and of itself, but just know that's a possibility. But I hope that these tips with what to wear, what to use, and how to hold baby are helpful to you and helpful in getting comfortable. If you have any questions, always remember I am an open book. I appreciate you guys watching and being there for me and always showing me support. And as always, I want you guys to remember to be bright. I love you so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.